What is an egregore? History of egregores. The word egregore originates from a Latin word meaning wakeful. The term was coined in the late 19th century by French occultist Eliphas Lévy. Egregores have their roots in the ancient Greek and Oriental cultures. It was, for example, featured in the Book of Enoch. The term egregore as a group thought form was developed in works of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and the Rosicrucians. Thoughts of a group of people. The concept of egregores is used to describe a thought form that is created when people come together with a common interest and focus their energy on it. These thought forms are made up of the thoughts, ideas, and feelings that the group inadvertently sends out through their collective group mind or collective consciousness. It is hard to create one on purpose because they are often unintentional. The purpose of an egregore is not necessarily to be a leader, but more like a spokesperson for a group or organization. It can be seen as an extension of the group's collective ego. Egregores are symbols, ideas, or ideals that exist in the collective psyche of a group of people and are thought to have an autonomous existence. Egregores are important because they provide a sense of belonging and identity. They also provide structure for beliefs. When an egregore is powerful, it can take action on its own and benefit the group. An example is the egregore created by the People's Temple at Jonestown in 1978. Egregores can be personified as either good or evil, but are more often envisioned as indifferent to human concerns. They represent the totality of the psychic life of their creators, in contrast to other kinds of group entities like crowds or mobs which have far less cohesion. Thought forms, or egregores, are usually created without the knowledge of their creators. They take shape because they're powered by the thoughts and emotions of their creators. For example, COVID is an egregore. Look at how the whole world was focused on it. An egregore can be your best friend or worst enemy if you let it. An example of an egregore is the concept of a genie in a bottle. It may seem like an innocent idea, but it's actually caused many people to do things they regret since their belief in the genie was so strong. Egregores are everywhere, but they're usually negative because people are more inclined to believe in bad energies than good ones. Occultists can believe that they can be autonomous psychic entities. Eliphas Lévy described them as terrible beings that crush us without pity because they are unaware of our existence. More examples of egregores are the Holocaust, Christmas, and a popular soccer team. An egregore is not to be confused with a servitor, but it is on the thought form continuum, from sigils to servitors to egregores to god forms. 5 things to know about egregores. An egregore is a group mind that is created through like-minded people who work together for a common goal. 1. They are created by the power of thought, both conscious and subconscious, and belief. 2. They bring people together in service to a common goal. 3. The most famous example of an egregore is probably the Beatles. They have continued to hold influence over society long after their dissolution as a group. 4. Some say that these types of groups can be dangerous because they may become cults, but this is usually only true when they are used for destructive purposes, such as mass suicide. 5. There has been speculation that social media networks like Facebook and Twitter can be considered egregores because they have so much influence over the thoughts and actions of people who have joined their platforms. What to do about egregores' influence over you? Egregores are entities that can be found on the internet, in art, and even in our own thoughts. They have been around for centuries and manifest themselves to influence others and even society as a whole. It is important to be aware of these egregores and their influence over you. Here are some steps you can take to be free from their influence. 1. Know thyself. Understanding who you are, what your needs are, what your drives are. 2. Understand your patterns. Catch yourself in those moments when you're behaving in a certain way, and recognize what you are doing. 3. Challenge your impulses. When you find yourself making a decision or taking an action, take a moment to step back and ask, why am I doing this? 4. Spend time in nature. Nature can be an antidote for egregores. The key is to be aware when you're thinking in group mind and find a way to detach yourself so you can have a choice about what you want to think.